Star Wars: The Last Jedi is a brilliant movie. And if you disagree, you're a sexist, misogynistic, woman-hating, sexist, racist pig who hates women. I know that goes without saying, but I wanted to reiterate just how flawless this movie is. Who could forget all of its incredible scenes, from the jaw-dropping moment where Holdo saves the day by sacrificing herself and fighting what she hates, to the scene where Finn attempts to save the day by sacrificing himself and fighting what he hates, only to learn a valuable lesson on why you should never do that.
That's how we're gonna win. Not fighting what we hate. Saving what we love.
Again, it's like poetry.
There are other incredible, pivotal scenes, such as Luke's reaction to the death of his old friend Han, Rey learning a valuable lesson about patience which ties into her character arc, and Finn calling out Captain Phasma for her traitorous actions in one of the most tense, suspenseful, and dramatic sequences in the entire film. These scenes are all excellent, but the brilliant auteur Rian Johnson recognized that they were all terrible and cut them in favor of the most stunning scene in the history of Star Wars. There hasn't been a scene this good since last year, with the Darth Vader scene in Rogue One. No, not that one. I'm not an ignoramus. That's the one.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations, Director.
I could talk about the subtle nuances present in that line for hours, but for now, let's talk about the greatest scene in Star Wars history. Luke's green alien titty milk scene. Now, if you watched my award-winning short film, Plankton and Crabs Get Steamy, you might be inclined to believe that I did not care for this scene, due to the presence of a particular joke.
Is this how you get your sick kicks?
What? It's just an ordinary...
Oh my goodness! What have I done?
This, my friends, is part of an alt-right Russian conspiracy to destroy my public image. I assure you, this scene was not in the original cut of the film when I submitted it to the Jimmy Davis Film Festival, where it won 17th place, but I've stalled for the sake of ad revenue long enough. Let's go into a frame-by-frame analysis on why Luke's green alien titty milk scene is the most brilliant, pivotal, and heart-wrenching scene not only in The Last Jedi, but the entire Star Wars saga. First, we must take a step back and consider who Luke Skywalker is as a person. He starts out as a young man with big dreams, and in A New Hope, he is defined by the color blue. He is given his father's blue lightsaber, a tool used for many heroic actions. When buying a droid, after seeing that the red R2 unit breaks down, he suggests to his uncle that they buy the blue one.
Uncle Owen? Yeah? What about that one? What about that blue one? We'll take that one.
Finally, perhaps most subtle of all, is the inclusion of blue milk at Luke's dinner table. The color blue is synonymous with Luke. It represents his ideals, his dreams, and all of his positive attributes as a hero. Things get a little messier with Empire. Luke's blue aura is tested and tainted in this movie. He cuts off a Wampa's arm, and he cuts off Ghost Vader's head, which is actually his own head. Luke is never truly tempted by the dark side in this movie, but rather the green side, represented by Yoda and the green swamps of Dagobah. The green side adheres to the principles of the Jedi, but with one key difference. They have no interest in saving what they love.
That's how we're gonna win. Not fighting what we hate. Saving what we love.
Not if anything to say about it. I have.
Yoda straight up tells Luke not to save Han and Leia, the friends he loves, which is terrible advice. Obi-Wan, the personification of Luke's blue, heroic conscience, at least gives him some good advice about not fighting what he hates.
Luke, don't give in to hate. That leads to the dark side.
But it's too late for Luke. He tainted his blue aura by fighting what he hated 3 times, and as a result, his true blue aura is stripped away. This is, of course, a biblical reference to the story where Peter denied Jesus 3 times at the place. I know that from Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm smart. The next time we see Luke is in Return of the Jedi, where it's clear that he has become a much colder, less heroic person. He allows all his friends to get captured by Jabba when he could have very easily saved Han, whom he loves, on his own. He separates from the group, again, to return to the worst influence in his entire life, Yoda. And perhaps the most telling sign of all, he now wields a green lightsaber, a symbol of his passive, less heroic role as a disciple of Yoda, or as I like to call him, the Green Goblin. The most pivotal moment in the entire film comes when Luke decides to abandon his friends, sound familiar, in order to sacrifice himself by fighting someone whom he hates. You might argue that Luke's goal is really to save his father, a person he loves, but eventually that devolves into... So no, Luke really just ended up fighting two people that he hates, and Darth Vader decided to be good again, not out of his love for Luke, but his hatred for the Emperor. Like father, like son. Luke in Return of the Jedi is no hero. He didn't save anyone he loved, he just abandoned his friends and conveniently lucked out when his father saved the day for him. This, of course, leads up to the events that lead up to The Force Awakens. Luke senses a growing evil in Kylo, and being the cold, unfeeling asshole that he is, decides to use his green lightsaber and kill Kylo, whose only defense is a heroic blue sword. Luke abandons everyone again, firmly cementing himself as the exact opposite of a hero. Now we finally come to Rihanna Johnson's mastercraft, The Last Jedi. In this movie, Luke is a broken man, haunted by his legacy as a hero, a legacy built on lies, and his unfeeling green aura. When Rey presented him with his blue lightsaber at the end of The Force Awakens, I knew that he was immediately going to toss it aside over his shoulder, and a bunch of pigeon alien things were going to swoop in and take a look at it. It just made the most sense considering everything we just discussed from the previous films, and I was 100% correct in that prediction, so, you know, give me some props for that. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The scene that flawlessly summarizes Luke's entire character arc in the Star Wars saga thus far. It's finally time to talk about Rhino Johnson's magnum opus, the green alien titty milk scene. Luke approaches a large creature sitting on the edge of an ocean as Rey watches. The camera pans to the creature's 4 milk sacs, which represent Luke's 4 greatest mistakes over the course of the Star Wars saga. His failure at the cave, his abandonment of his friends, his attack on his own father, his attack on his emotionally confused nephew, and his second abandonment of his friends. Oh shit, that's 5. Luke then squeezes the milk, the green milk, out into a bottle, representing how he bottled up all his emotions he felt during the events of A New Hope. Rey, who previously smiled upon the sight of this beautiful creature, brought to life by the impeccable director Randy Jackson, now looks upon it with disgust and alarm. And then, Luke drinks the green alien titty milk with a satisfying gulp, effectively telling Rey, "This is what my life has become. A life of isolation, abandonment, attempted murder, more attempted murder, and guess what, scavenger? That's not about to change." The alien titty monster then affirms what Luke just telekinetically said by staring at Rey and giving a very small, subtle nod. He knows. This has been going on for years. There is truly no hope for this broken man. Except that there is. Rey tries to help Luke come to his senses and realize there's more to life than green alien titty milk. Luke, as expected, does not believe her until he is visited by none other than Yoda. That's right, the wonderful human being responsible to thrusting Luke down this path of self-loathing and assholery. Except something's different about Yoda. He's changed. And no, I'm not talking about the admittedly kind of weird looking puppet, but I mean, I can't complain about that. They did the best they could with the budget they were given. I'm talking about the fact that Yoda, who was represented by the color green all the time when he was alive, is now bathed in blue. He has realized the error of his ways and has achieved enlightenment. Yoda explains some stuff to Luke, but honestly, the details aren't important. This scene is fine, but it pales in comparison to the wordless storytelling of the green alien titty monster scene earlier in the film. However, this is the moment where Luke finally accepts his role as a great hero, returning to his idealistic roots. He confronts Kylo Ren in the First Order in the ending sequence, now once again wielding his blue lightsaber. But the most incredible revelation of all comes once the confrontation is completed. Yeah, Luke's a force projection, that's cool reveal and all, whatever. But I'm talking about the real brilliance here. The subtext. By stalling Kylo Ren, Luke has allowed the Resistance to escape and live another day, all the while never actually attacking Kylo at all. Their lightsabers never clash once. This means that Luke Skywalker managed to win this battle not by fighting what he hates, but by saving what he loves. Rai Johnson, you deserve a round of applause, you goddamn genius. By saving the day through truly heroic means, Luke's status as a god is finally restored, and he is able to rejoin his father Zeus on and he is able to rejoin his father Zeus on Mount Olympus. But before he departs the realm of the living, Luke witnesses the twin suns as a familiar tune plays in the background. Some call this cheap fan service, but it's not. It's a manifestation of the completion of his character arc. For the first time since A New Hope, he is a true hero, and we as an audience feel that in his final moments. Star Wars The Last Jedi should have had a subtitle. It should have been called Star Wars The Last Jedi, The Tragedy of Luke Skywalker the Wise. This movie is the greatest cinematic achievement in the history of cinema since Thor Ragnarok, which also revolutionized cinema because it was really funny and had a lot of good jokes and good action. I have to applaud Disney, Ribosome Johnson, and the rest of Disney's talented, visionary, and above all diverse filmmakers working on Star Wars products. These unique voices from all walks of life, all ethnicities, and all genders continue to deliver progressive works of art that will stand the test of time, but are also simultaneously the movie that we need right now in these dark times. But The Last Jedi stands above them all as a true testament to the legacy of Star Wars. Thank you, Romulus Johnson. Thanks for this incredible movie. And above all, thanks for this. May the Force be with you all.